Well, welcome back to Liberal 12 Man Show. It is Saturday evening for some, Saturday afternoon, maybe even morning for others. And it is getting real, my friends and family out there. It is definitely getting real as there have been some circumstances that have brought a little bit more clarity to how the league could end up. Just three more hurdles, I'd say now, or if not three, maybe if not four, more hurdles, and we could be celebrating a Premier League title. But next up, it's Craven Cottage. Fulham are up, excuse me, and while history favors us, Marco Silva's side have shown they can sting teams when you least expect it. So we'll break it all down for you today with some team news, tactical insights, a Salah stat you will definitely, I think, need to hear, and why this may be the trickiest of our final few games that obviously really impact us on getting that crown. So we're going to begin very shortly, but I'm going to introduce the panel that is joining along with us, and that is Lee, JK, and Brian. Lee, how you doing today?
Excellent. All the better for Everton getting a point off Arsenal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. We're
doesn't
going to
pay
talk.
for
Actually, we're going to definitely talk about that game a little bit because there was some controversy in that game.
Yeah, I've
Um,
not seen it, so yeah, I'll be ready to discuss it, even though I've not seen it. But apparently, the penalty was a bit ropey.
yeah.
Mm,
If you want, maybe try to pull up a highlight and you can check it out real quick while we're
mm,
talking.
okay.
Um, JK, how are
hmm
you? How are you, my ride?
All good, bro. All good. Hope the guys are as well. The chat as well. Marianne, Gerard, and everyone else. Good day, bro. Good day.
Yeah. It was. And Brian, how about yourself?
Cool. Yeah, very well, very well. Good to see you all.
Yeah. Big up to Lady Southward in the house. Big up to Realism Jared in the house too. Good to see you both, and good to see all those that haven't necessarily chimed in yet, but definitely are chilling in the chat right now. It's good to see you all. So let's just get right into it. Starting with our status at the top of the league, as Arsenal slipped up today, and it wasn't pretty at Goodison, but it will be something that gets us certainly. It wasn't pretty at Goodison. The game wasn't pretty. It was a 1-1 draw today, but all the same, we are in this title race, and it is starting to come down to where we are going to be able to see something happen for us positive in that we're going to be able to lift that trophy. Um, we're currently 11 points ahead of the Gooners now, and we could be just realistically speaking, because I don't think that Arsenal are going to win every game for the rest of the season. I think we could be just 3 games away from being able to seal it. I know 4 will certainly do it. Um, I know obviously 4 would be 12 points. That would be the number that we definitely need to hit. Mathematically, obviously that makes sense, but I'm just trying to get across that I think there's going to be more points dropped by Arsenal as they go along, especially if they're trying to stay in the Champions League, because some could argue that the lineup today that Arteta went out with was possibly a lineup more suited towards trying to rest certain players, I guess you could say, for that big matchup they have against Real Madrid. But again, we can see just 3 games away. Wednesday's 1-0 Derby win was gritty, maybe even ugly at times, but in the title race, 3 points are gold. That's 26 unbeaten in the league, by the way. Did you ever think that we would go into this season and be able to say, with about 8 games left, or that we'd be 26 unbeaten in the league?
Wow. Top respect.
And
Yeah.
oh no, real quick, JK. You know what I was going to even emphasize too is that what's even wilder statistic out there. Big up to Abdul and big up to Red Armchair Supporter, by the way, too. What's even wilder is that we're still perfect on the road.
Yep.
Bonkers just put that stat in. I think I
It's
got it
already
just
mine.
before he just at the buzzer before he put it himself. Unbeaten away in the league.
Yeah, I reckon, you know why? Because I think when you look at our games at Anfield, it doesn't look like Slot wants to go all out and just get the job done in the first half. He's really slow at Anfield, and I think at away games, because the opposition attack us more, we seem to play better. That's why tomorrow Fulham football playing sort of team, it could work out for us, and then we got West Ham the week later, who also can play a bit of football. So for me, away from home, the pressure's off as well. There's not so much pressure than he is at Anfield. You're surrounded by Liverpool fans, from Kenny Dalglish to whoever, from top to bottom, But away games, a little bit less stress, I think, for Slot, and he handles the games better.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point. Did you think of that? Did you foresee us being able to be so resounding of a record, especially in the away fixtures as well? By the way, which is possibly that is the most difficult portion of staying competitive in this league, is winning on the road, because every home game for any team is always their bread and butter.
I think the league form has gone above and beyond anything we expected, hasn't it, as a fan base? We were just hopeful that, a lot of us were just hopeful we finished top 4. And here we are, like a country mile ahead in the league title race. It's been nothing short of astounding from Arne Slot, to be honest, like to have one league defeat so far. It's been marvellous, hasn't it? I don't think anyone expected our league form to be this good.
Yeah,
I'm really happy it is.
Yeah.
I just looked at the highlights, by the way. Yeah, that penalty was a bit. Contact was initiated well outside the box, wasn't it?
Yeah. It was initiated well outside the box. He didn't pull him down until he was inside the box, though. But I guess it's all depending on how and where you determine the penalty to be administered.
Don't forget, we were the home team when Tarkovsky went straight through McAllister in a way that should have seen him leave the action. We were the bloody home team then as well. I mean, at least Arsenal had can console themselves with the fact they were away from home today for that penalty to be given.
That went about you, though, yeah.
Okay. Oh, let's just jump right into it. Arsenal's title aspirations took a hit as they were held to a 1-1 draw by Everton at Goodison Park. Trossard opened the scoring for the Gunners in the 34th minute, actually. However, early in the second half, Nyande equalized for Everton with a penalty after Miles Lewis-Skelly fouled Jack Harrison, which is what Lee was just speaking on. This result leaves obviously Arsenal 11 points behind us in the hunt for the title. What was your? Go ahead. You expand on why you think that wasn't a penalty, by the way.
The initial grip outside the box, and that happens, in them sort of situations. But for me, that was no way a penalty. If you're going to do something, give a free kick on the edge of the box. VAR's there as well, But for me, we're not like biased Liverpool fans and said, yeah, that was a penalty all day. No. That wasn't no penalty. It was actually funny, man, because I seen the clip and then I was like, I was doing something else, and then all of a sudden, I see the ball on the penalty spot. I was like, "Yo, what's going on?" That's just madness, man. That and that challenge by the Everton defender last week on McAllister. Them sort of situations in the game, bro. This VAR isn't doing a good job, because for me that was a straight red after VAR had a check, and that was in a penalty today.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So football, that's like just all in all, the refereeing and VAR teams. It's a bit of a joke when you really look at it. But fair play, 1-1 for Everton. So it's sound for us, you know.
Okay. How about for you, Brian? Did you see the game by chance?
Well, I said last night that if he left Saka and Odegaard on the bench for the Everton game, it meant he'd given up on the league, and he left
Right.
Saka and Odegaard on the bench.
Right.
You had to bring Saka on at half time. Pretty much, I think 46 minutes or something. So I'm assuming he came on. And they Sterling, Trossard is like they're everyone's injured team. And Sterling does well. Trossard, decent finish. He scored a lot of goals at Goodison Park, Trossard. So not a huge surprise probably for those boys to see him stick one in. But yeah, I saw bits and pieces of the decent highlights thing. I thought it was pretty much. Yeah, I think Everton deserved a draw out of it.
Okay.
Yeah, the penalty was janky,
and it sounded like it. I just watched Goldbridge's stream, and listened to him tell us what was going on. And it did sound a bit ropey. The panel looked at it then. The initial contact was outside the box, but I can see why the ref give it. It's just one of them things, isn't it? There's bad decisions for everyone. The refereeing is bad across the board, isn't it? Like, everybody's suffering from bad decisions. There isn't a club in the division that hasn't had questionable decisions against them. So, just one of them things, isn't it? But Everton looked like they did enough to get a draw. It looked like they were in the game enough to get a draw. Good finish from Trossard. He's a good finisher, Trossard. I like him. I've always thought he was quite good, Trossard. A good finisher, anyway, in fits and starts. But yeah, it was a good finish from the lad. But we've got now 11 points, and we're going to play tomorrow. So, they're running out of games, aren't they? When all's said and done, that's what it is. They're running out of games. Soon there won't be enough games left for them to catch us, and it will be all over.
Yeah. Certainly. So big up Kevin, by the way. It's one of those things where, like, I get what you're saying, JK. And big up Lee, by the way. Big up Lee Wizkid. I get what you're saying, as in, like, do I think it was a penalty? It's definitely subjective. Like, as in, that's just it, because the referee called it. It wasn't like it was asked. It wasn't like it was VAR that said, "Hey, you need to go and look at this foul." The referee called for the actual penalty. It might have been also because it was late at night or early this morning, I should say, when I was trying to watch the game, and maybe my eyes were playing tricks on me. But but when the foul was called and he pointed directly to the spot, I was like, okay, this is how Everton gets their goal, and hopefully this is how Everton holds on to this win, to this draw, because they were not the better team at yesterday, and despite obviously what Brian said, not having the best Arsenal team on the pitch, yet still, I'm like, at the time when it happened, I'm like, cry me a river. These are the same Arsenal fans, the same Everton fans, and the same Arsenal fans especially, that these things happen to on pretty much on a regular to us. Arsenal is no different. They do happen to them as well. dodgy calls or calls that could have been like, you scratch your head as to why it actually got called. But at the same time, I'm like, cry me a river, man. I feel like they're just on some Justin Timberlake settings.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is just because, we've had plenty of points be, not plenty, but we've had points of our own, taken away from us or seen points given to other teams in other games on some really bad calls. And it's just the PGMOL from top to bottom is pretty poor. So,
I can see why he gave it the penalty, but he was.
I can see why too, though. I can see why. Yeah, it's not like he was a nothing call. I'll tell you this: there were some. I did watch. It was the review, not the review. It was a clip from the AFT watch along, and even one of the. It sucks. I do watch his show too. He's got the 12th Man podcast or 12th Man podcast show or something like that. He's an Arsenal fan. He was saying it's a straight out pen. Robbie wasn't from AFT, which isn't a surprise, but it is. It's an interesting call. I'll tell you this too. Shout out to Emery. Guy just keeps winning lately. He might make my prediction of Villa getting top 4 a reality, maybe. Be nice to see. It's not like I get anything special for making that prediction, but other than maybe like some little bragging rights. But I mean, Villa beat Forest today at home. They keep on rolling. That's now 8 straight wins in all competitions for Emery's side after a 2-1 at-home victory over Forest. Morgan Rogers and Danielle Malin, got the job done early. 2 goals in just 2 minutes, by the way. And while Silva's team pulled one back for Silva pulled one back for Forest, it wasn't enough. Villa now six and charging hard for a Europa League place. I think they could possibly get into the top 4. If not, maybe snag that 5th place spot that gets them a spot in possibly a Champions League berth. I'll ask you this. This is for Lee. Is Villa quietly building one of the most dangerous second halves of the season runs we've seen from a non-traditional Big Six side in some time?
It has been impressive from Villa. They've done really well to get top 4 last season. To be able to juggle Premier League and Champions League this season and get a Champions League placing again remains to be seen. But they've done really well. I mean, everybody knew how good a coach he was. It's been a sensational appointment for Villa, hasn't it? Emery, it's paid off big time. It depends what they do in the summer. It depends how they spend in the summer, how their project's going to go from here on in. But they've done really well. I think, they can finish top 5, right? No doubt about it. They could get it again, get Champions League again. I'm not sure whether I'd back them to do that, like if it was a betting man, but they've got a chance anyway. They've got a chance, and to do that at the same time as still being in the Champions League, it speaks volumes for what Emery's done for his coaching skills, doesn't it? Back at PSG, I need the team that sacked him not that long ago, so see what he can do there. See if he can upset the apple cart there, because it will be an upset if he knocks PSG out. I'm expecting PSG to go through over 2 legs, but They're definitely capable. Villa's definitely capable of doing it. Just takes the ball to fall in the right positions and things to happen at the right time in the games. We could go through.
Yeah. Like to see what people are thinking and feeling in the chat too. Dan Potts, by the way. Big up, Kevin. Thank you. That's who it is. Dan Potts. That's the commentator that I was speaking on. That he definitely does not like LFC, and he also he's not league gunner level, like, critical of Arsenal, but he is very close. I will say that much. He is certainly very, very close to the league gunner, a form of self-hatred almost, in a sense, sometimes with some of his broadcasts. But it's understandable, considering that he's just not happy with the direction that he believes his coach or that coach is taking his team, and he can be vocal about it, very vocal. How about for you, JK? How do you feel about Villa, by the way? And we're going to get into the preview, by the way. We're just trying to get through these games real quick.
Fair play to Villa. Not really one of my favourite teams. I live about 25, 30 minutes away from Villa Park, England. So I've been around Villa Park a lot of times and stuff. I think they've done pretty well. I think also, as what Lee just said about handling the Premier League, they haven't been as good in the league this season as they were last, of course. But I think that burden of the Champions League, they've played that pretty well. If they get a result against PSG, I don't think they'll win it, but they're going to do maybe something in it. Like, they might knock PSG out and then lose the next one. But fair play to Villa. They've stepped up. Their owners have backed on big time. They're American owners as well. So they're like, a lot of people don't really talk about how come Villa and Newcastle and all these teams are going up, because their owners are back their guys.
Yeah, fancy that. The American owners back in their
supporting their team financially. Whoa,
what's going on here?
But fair play to Villa's owners. These guys are just participating, bro. What it is with Liverpool, we don't participate. We go to play and to win. And that's the difference between us and Arsenal, us, Villa, us, Forest, all these teams.
Wow. Bold words.
Was that a round of applause there from someone?
Yeah, right. I'll tell you what deserved a round of applause today, and that was Crystal Palace's performance, considering they were 9 men down and still able to hold on to a 2-1 victory today. The derby, as Brian put it yesterday, and I guess a somewhat I wouldn't say unknown derby, obviously, because Brian spoke on it, but a derby that's not well known, at least, as in Crystal Palace, obviously a London team and the likes, and the Selhurst Park was the settings for a very feisty performance. Feisty performances by both teams today. They both came out with a lot of anticipation, and it was an opportunity also for Palace to do. I don't have this in my this written down, but I think I want to say 1933. I want to say it's in the 30s. I know, but that was like the last time Crystal Palace had done a double over Brighton. I remember getting to watch a bit of that game, and that was something that one of the announcers said was like in the very beginning of this, and this is their opportunity to perform the double over Brighton for the first time since 33 or 30. That was in the 30s. I knew that. But Palace came out on top 2-1 against Brighton in a match that had everything. Teta scored early. Then Welbeck had a phenomenal finish right away. It was a great cross, and he absolutely, just did well to get a foot on it and be able to direct it home. Then Daniel Munoz sealed it for Palace with a really, really well taken goal. It was his first goal, I think, since wearing that. Mateta it was his first goal since wearing the that headpiece thing that he's wearing. Then after those goals went down, bit of chaos started to erupt. There were 3 red cards in this game, 2 for Palace, 1 for Brighton. Hodgson's replacement is doing something right in that Palace are unbeaten now in 4 and sitting in 11th place in the league. I'm going to ask Brian this question because I know he might possibly watch the game. I know it was a game that he was very interested in.
Well, I had to preview it last night. I had to predict it last night. It was the one I got. So
yeah. And you did predict it right too. By the way, you predicted
2-1. Yeah.
2-1 Palace. You said.
Oh, good.
Well, it was Mateta's. Welbeck scored a decent, but Mateta's goal was incredible. Mateta's goal was absolutely phenomenal goal.
Proving himself very dangerous, hasn't he? When Palace are playing well, he's very dangerous forward in their team, and when they give him the chances, Mateta.
Yeah,
he's been one of the better performing strikers, hasn't he, in the lower down teams?
Yeah. But go ahead, Brian.
Yeah, I was just going to say, that was the finish was kind of like obviously not Van Basten, but in terms of like
it was a great strike.
Shot from the corner, shot from the corner of the box way earlier than you kind of expected, and it either goes in or it goes out of the ground.
Yeah,
and it just into the top corner. But the celebration was also phenomenal. Flying karate kicks, the top of the flag. Brilliant stuff. But there was a lot that went on in that game. So just give me a second. So the Welbeck one was decent. The Munoz one, that took a massive deflection off a guy's arse basically, and kind of curled around. So it looked like a decent one, but actually got a hefty deflection on it. So Brighton fans might have something to say about that. But 3 red cards. It all kicked off. 3 red cards.
Yeah.
And some of the tackles, now I don't know if they would have all been or
they weren't straight reds. They were
one of them might have been.
Yeah.
But that was the thing. All 3 red cards were second yellow cards. Nobody got a straight red.
Yeah.
It was like 2 Palace players got sent off. One of them, the Brighton guy that got his second yellow, I think Van Heck got sent off. Mark Gay got sent off. And the other lad from Palace got sent off. But it was crazy. Like I was saying last night, there are a couple of there's a not very repeatable version of why it's a derby, which involves let's just say an opposing player leaving a present in somebody's boot for them which is apparently one of the reasons why. But even some new Palace fans or Brighton fans don't know where it started. There's 3 possible. There's a game, there's an incident, and there's an off the field thing. But let's just say somebody left a little present for somebody in one of their shoes, which apparently sparked a bit of a thing. But 2 of the red cards were Marquet, but one of them was that lad is going to be waking up pretty sore tomorrow. He took it right in the from a few yards away. That was the Brighton one, I think. So that game had literally everything. The Mateta goal, that will be up there for goal of the month. 3 red cards, brilliant stuff, great entertainment.
Okay, yeah. Let's not get too into why or what was exactly left as a present in the boot.
I think people can figure it out for themselves. I think they can figure it out for themselves.
As long as it
Um,
remained unwrapped, so to speak, like, and wasn't disturbed, sort of thing.
yeah, it does. Well, what I was going to ask too is,
That's like 80s football in a nutshell, as they say.
yeah, um, Brighton are starting to pick up a little bit of steam, or excuse me, Crystal Palace is starting to pick up a little bit of steam. Brighton are starting to kind of, simmer down a little bit. Do you think that it's going to be a case where they find that Palace might end up above Brighton this year? This is a real quick question. I'm going to go into the next one so we can get into our preview.
Well, I mean, you've got Palace now are on 30, Brighton are on 31 games played. I mean, Brighton are on 47 points, Palace are on 43. So there's absolutely no reason why not. Plus, either kind of have a good season, and by that it's like where they are now in 11th, and maybe they might get one higher or something, or else they do like a 70, but they stay up kind of thing. So
Mhm.
this seems to be where they're having one of their good seasons. They've won 4 out of the last 5. Eze's coming into form. Mateta's coming back. Yeah, it's good manager. That guy Glasner lost to Lise, didn't replace him with anybody super special. But they're still, they're just, I think, a really good, strong, solid team. But those Brighton, lost their last 2 in a row and drew before that, so they haven't won in their last 3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe they are catchable.
A game that we talked about earlier or yesterday that I was disappointed to see happen, and it's why I think Ipswich, unfortunately, despite some of us wanting to see them stay up, because I think I like the team in the sense of I like the fact that they're a championship team that's trying to push on. There's American ties to it too. One of my friends is like really good friends with one of the owners, so like there's that little bit of like like to see you do well.
But then there's the Ed Sheeran stuff, and you're like, they can get out of here.
You can get out of here. The Ed Sheeran stuff.
It's a bit of a trump card to the other side.
Yeah, my friend does not know Ed Sheeran, but Wolves pulled off another massive result today because Ipswich still, though it's a very small glimmer of hope to obviously stay up. This game was important for them today, and it was something that avoided the Wolves from getting dragged into a battle to stay out of the drop zone. After going down to Liam Delap's early goal in the 16th minute, Wolves fought back and had a late winner from Larson. And what was notable about this game, to me at least, is that it's just another game where I've seen Ipswich go up a goal and not know how to hold on to a lead or at least get some type of result. And that's what I think is the difference between Ipswich staying up and Ipswich having to fight for, having to fight that battle and that battle all over in the championship again to get back into the Premier League. Hopefully that hopefully they learn well from it because, this is something I think we can almost assuredly say that the bottom 3 are going to be the bottom 3.
Oh yeah, the relegation battle is over now, man. That's 12 points. We
Yeah,
said it
it's done.
last night. The only thing that could maybe become interesting was if Ipswich beat Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
And but now that's it. It's done now. 12 points. Wolves are safe.
Yeah. And you got to say kudos to it doesn't sound like a lot to give kudos if you're obviously 16th in the league, but
well, yes.
it
I wonder
does
who
say a
this
lot.
could be.
Yeah, it does say a lot if you're the Wolves.
No, but they're 17th. Wolves are 17th.
17th, excuse me. Yeah, 17th.
Spurs are 16th.
Yes.
Spurs,
Yeah.
16th, 34
Yep.
points, only 2 points ahead of Wolves.
Yep.
I just want to say to Lee, yeah, bro. I used to live in Ullswater Road near the uni in Leicester as well for a few years when I went uni there. But I'm from Covbro as well, so you're only down the road. I've done Coventry to Leicester in 11 minutes once with my friend in his car. Like, boom, we got there quick.
Wow.
It's not far. It's not far.
Wow. JK using the DeLorean to get around town. The flying DeLorean, at least, to get around town. Last game before we get into this preview. West Ham, Bournemouth. I don't know what's up with Bournemouth, to be honest with you. I know West Ham's not really an easy place to play. I get that. But the London Stadium had goals in it, obviously. But Bournemouth's a team that was at one point was being considered to be a team that could possibly contend for a top 5 finish.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's just hype, isn't it? I always say, wait until the season finishes. You're going to have teams that pop up for a few months and then all of a sudden just tire out or whatever, you know? I think Bournemouth.
Yeah. No, go ahead, friend. Sorry.
No, I just think Bournemouth last few games, Brighton, another team lost a bit of steam. Palace have sort of stepped up again. Villa as well. So it's like it's been a mad season, you know.
Yeah.
Interesting.
West Ham, okay, they're out of danger. We're not worried about dropping into the relegation zone. Obviously, teams that are in the relegation zone are pretty much, relegation teams. But they're in 15th. But Bournemouth are now winless in 6 straight matches. That's got to be ringing some alarm bells out there for a coach that has been definitely touted throughout the season, for some players that were looked at as being, I don't want to say generational talents, but certainly being players that are talents in itself, though, talents that could change or make a difference. Are some of these, or maybe some of these players are already looking at seasons, it all well and good. It's all well and good to get into Europe, but we're not going to be here next year anyway. Is that the case? Is it as Bournemouth, or is the bigger picture Bournemouth's just might have just solidified their chance of getting to Europe as being something of the past? Or is it just
their squad, isn't it? The size of their squad has really sort of hit home now. Like they've had injuries like a few times, but the injuries they've had recently have cost them, and the results have tapered off, haven't they? But they've done really well. For them to even be in the conversation for the European places is a massive thing. Do you know what I mean? To even be in the conversation for the shape for the European places is a massive thing for them.
Okay. Well, this is a question I'm having with you in the chat. Hopefully, with the panel here too. If you guys do have things you want to say or discuss on the stuff that we're talking about, please do put it in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, please do put those questions or put those comments in the comment section. One of us will most likely respond to the comments that you leave.
2 great headers in that goal or in that game, the West Ham game.
In the Bournemouth?
2.
Yeah.
From Fulkrug and Bowen. Evan Nielsen got 2 proper poachers goals, but Fulkrug scored a hell of a header, like fucking Andy Carroll vibes off that one. And then Bowen scored a real lovely little placed one, jumped in between 2 people. But yeah, with that, like just Fulkrug header was absolutely old school. Like he took the net off nearly with it, and he jumped about 6 feet in the air. So, um, yeah, great stuff there. Great stuff. Yeah, Bournemouth as well. They were always going to drop off a little bit. The season could end now, and they'd be like, anything above 10th, like they're going to be amazed by what they do or where they finish for their fans. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess with that, with Villa pushing for Europe, with Wolves finding some type of form, Bournemouth slipping away, like we were just mentioning, even with the the very very entertaining actually derby in London. All eyes should now shift back to us tomorrow. Liverpool and our title chase, continues. So let's get into this Fulham matchup. It is our Craven the Crown as episode, right? No laughs for the pun. Okay, so where we stand in the title race is what we're going to be asking ourselves, and we could be again just like I'm saying 3. I think that I understand it's 4 mathematically, but I really honestly think that 3 will get us there. Wednesdays, obviously 1-0 Derby really did us well to get where we need to get. I know that what you saw against Everton was somewhat promising in the sense of at least we stopped the hemorrhaging of losses, since that was like the first time we lost back-to-back games all season. But were you impressed enough to have confidence going into this match at the Cottage? I'll ask that to Brian, J.K., and then Lee.
Yeah, I mean they're just Fulham are one of those teams where you're going to have to kind of be on the lookout no matter what. Really, I don't think you can. Yeah, what we did against Everton is like you're not going to. It's like 2 completely different games of football. Everton in a derby, and then Fulham away.
Right.
It's going to be it's going to be pretty much almost a different sport. Hopefully, they won't be for some reason turned up to 11 and go. You just fuck it, let's go full Everton on them. But
Right.
just expect them to try and play their football and probably say kind of, oh, they're a very polite club. Welcome to Fulham. Enjoy your afternoon. Enjoy your imminent league title. And would you mind treating us to a game of football while you're here, kind of thing.
Okay.
Sandwiches in the pavilion afterwards. So it's usually a nice little day out. And then, yeah, they've got players, man. So I don't like trying to predict what Fulham do. Whenever we're doing predictions, it doesn't matter who they're playing. I hate trying to predict what they're going to do because they could just do anything. But I'll give them, a goal in it. They're good for a goal in most games, so I'll give them that. But we'll still be in kind of right. We're back at it now, professional mode. Points on the board. Arsenal drop points. Turn the screw. I think that might be the motivation. Let's get into turn the screw mode now. Let's make it 15 points. Let's make it 16 points. Let's make this embarrassing for them. It's the only way to give you some motivation left. Find something that can get the lads go, actually, do you know what? That's a good one. Yeah, let's do that. Let's embarrass them, so go out, give Fulham a goal, maybe a 3-1 for us. But yeah, 2 very different challenges. Really different. So kind of looking forward to a less intense game of football than Everton the other night, hopefully.
Yeah. Big up Nolante's joining us as well right now. Joining the crew. Big up Nolante.
Evening, mate.
Got the Fearsome 5 now.
Yeah, evening, guys. And big up the chat.
Well, I'll let you hop into the conversation too. Then, as Brian was just saying, it's tough to really pin down Fulham as to what to expect. We hope that it doesn't go the direction of what they've been having go in their favor or go in their last run of games, because Fulham have gone win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. Tomorrow against us, we want to break that streak or break that that pattern. We all remember that they did draw against us at Anfield. They played well in that game too, by the way. It was 2-2. And they did just beat Spurs in their last game as well. I think that's how it went. Let me double check too, because I know I just said win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. But what do you who do you expect to have troubles with tomorrow, if anyone on that pitch? Who is the most who's got the target of
Arsenal.
stopping Nolante for you tomorrow?
It was Arsenal they lost to.
They lost to Arsenal. Okay, yeah. They did lose to Arsenal midweek. That's right.
Before that, they lost to Brighton and they lost to Palace in 3 of their last 5 games. They've won 2, which was against Spurs 2-0 and against Wolves 2-1. So, yeah, they beat, basically, this is what we're talking about. They beat Spurs 2-0 and they got 2-1 by Arsenal. So it's like, what are you going to do?
Are those all league games too, by the way, Brian?
Yeah. That's their last 5 league games.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the one of those losses I was putting in there was from the FA Cup game.
Oh yeah. Okay.
But yeah, because it was loss, win, loss, win, loss is what I'm seeing here right now. But that's with the FA Cup game in there. Yeah, Kevin's saying that same. So who is it though for you, Nolante? I mean, I'm pretty sure. You know what? And I'll bring up this too. This is what I believe, or I agree with at least that that they're going to go with. I was looking at the Opta analysis, and they had the lineup that they predict to see. I'll share the screen with you to give you an idea as to maybe what we can expect. They're looking at them going in a 3-4-2-1. Bring this up full screen. Yeah, that's how I see it. Beat these next three, and we're champions at Anfield. I think so too. I agree with that. That's how I see it. I don't see us having to get 4 wins to get it. But yeah, if this is the lineup hypothetically, Nolante, is there someone on the pitch, or maybe there's someone on that bench that you're looking at?
I think the threat will come from Smith Rowe. Yeah, Smith Rowe. He's had a good season. He's been one of the good seasons, and we have to. Smith Rowe and Sanderberg is an unsung hero for them. He's done very well. He's done well for us. Smith Rowe can be a nuisance. So I think for me, those are the 2 players that stand out. Smith Rowe is a good player as a number 10 from a technical standpoint, and then he can assist whether it's Jimenez or Muniz. And then obviously Sanderberg is good midfield. He's a good tackler, deep lane. He can make good surge and runs. So we need to, for me, control the midfield per se. But it would just be nice for us. I mean, just to have a good game, like 90 minutes, because we haven't had one for quite some time.
Okay.
Oh, bless Anton. Hey,
Yeah.
But it's just saying it's too small. He can't read the names.
I'll make it bigger.
But I was looking at it, if you make it bigger, it does get a bit blurry. But we're talking Leno,
Whoops.
um,
It has
Cuenca,
Leno, Diop, Anderson, Jorge, how do you say his last name?
Cuenca.
Cuenca,
Cuenca.
Burge, Luke, Castagna, Robinson on the left, Henry Smith Rowe. They have Traore in this one and Jimenez up front. This is what they have. This is Opta, the Opta computer. This is what they're predicting. I want with a little bit of
score you a goal if you give him enough chances.
Mhm.
A good enough chance, give him a presentable enough chance, and Jimenez will score a goal. It's up to us to stop the supply getting to Jimenez. Maybe Wilson might play, I don't know. Smith Rowe's a danger. Adama can be a danger with his pace and his direct running for creating stuff. We'll have our hands full because they're not a bad side. They're not the worst. They're going through bad form, apparently, they've had three losses out of 5, but they're not a bad Premier League side, Fulham. And they've been okay in the Premier League for a while now. They've been it's not bad. Sanya and Robinson are decent wing backs. It's not a bad side, that.
Yeah. I definitely expect Iwobi, Munez, Piera. I think that's going to be all definite threats that could try and test our flanks.
He's a good manager as well, though. That's the other thing we need to include. Marco Silva is a good manager.
Yeah, absolutely agree with that.
So there's also that part of it. Like he's not a defensive guy. Like it either works or it doesn't. But he ain't going to try and sit in and he's going to play football. They're going to play football. So
yeah,
or at least give it a go.
Give it a go. I had an audience.
Him as the old school striker, old school, stays narrow, holds it up well, lays it off well. So yeah, him on his day. But he does. It's one to be. If he was every day of the week, he wouldn't be. But at Fulham, so. But yeah, he would worry me when he's on the pitch because he doesn't take more than 1 or 2 chances. So. And then you got Adama, the man, the myth, the legend, Adama Traore.
Yeah. Tell me about it.
Where's Andres Pereira? Did you just pick him in the lineup, or is he injured?
That's the thing. Yeah. I would have thought they start him as well. So
he'd be shooting if he's fit. Andres Pereira.
He usually starts him.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I'm put something in the chat for you here. I'm gonna put a poll in there for you guys.
Kevin's fearing Wilson. Yeah, the law of the X, man. The law of the X.
Yeah.
He hasn't hurt us too many times, but he has scored against us before. If I'm not wrong, Wilson has scored against us.
Got Robertson sent off at Anfield, didn't he?
I will put this in the chat here. You can tell us which you believe is the right way to go for tomorrow. Bradley is apparently able to go tomorrow, but it is still. It's always questionable when you have a player that is not necessarily take this down. Not necessarily available to say, oh, we've seen him play a full 90. It's one thing to be in training. It's another thing to be actually on the pitch in a game. It makes a considerable difference when you have to put it there. But I did put in the chat, who is it that you would want to see as our right back for tomorrow? Do you stay with the investment of? I put it the choices that I put. I'll bring up the question here.
It's tough because Curtis did do a good job in his makeshift auxiliary role as right back, but saying that if Bradley is fit, if he's fit enough to start, then I'd be starting him, even if he's only just fit, because you want him back in the side. You've got to get him back in the side, either him or Trent. You know what I mean? It was a home game as well with Curtis playing right back. This is an away game. It's going to be a little bit more difficult to pull it off, I think, having a midfielder at right back.
Okay. Kevin says he believes Bradley is perfect. We'll set Kanate free. If Bradley's fit, Alex would keep Curtis. Grav looked a lot better with Curtis. Okay. I thought Grav, I will agree with you on that too. I think a good number of us would agree with you on that. I thought that the way that Curtis was playing, or the way that they were trying to implement him into the offense, allowed for a lot more of Grav being utilized as, as maybe even an advanced 8, or as a little bit more of the offensive pitch, a little bit more, active in that offensive pitch, where we got to see a couple of shots from the young man. We don't see often. There's been a string of games where we haven't even seen him take a shot. In that game he had like 2, if not 3 shots. Jones at right back. Is everyone starting to really? Is the panel in agreement? I mean, with the whole, it seems like Jones has kind of won over a few people here or there. And I get it that Bradley might be fit. Not saying he's not, but it's always a gamble to go. Whatever game you bring that player back, that game is always going to be a gamble as to whether that player is fit enough to make the transition from recovery, pitch training to gameplay. Nalante, are you? Which one of those 4 are you in on? And if it is Jones, please do tell us why you would want him in the role.
It's a difficult one. Yeah, I know obviously Jones had a good game, but I don't think people should be fooled and just say, "Oh, Jones can play the next couple of games of right back," because if he played well, but Everton didn't offer much. They really didn't, and Fulham will be a different prospect, and Jones can only do so much. You know what? I'll go left field. I'll go. I know Endo can play right back, but I don't want to see Endo there. I'll go Kwanzaa right back. Someone not on the list. Bradley, if he's fit, he can't start. He's not 100%. You can't force him.
Oh,
You can't force him into.
I put James McConnell in that list. Substitute James McConnell with Kwanzaa. My apologies. It's sad because I did put Kwanzaa in my original starting 11. I did have Kwanzaa in the 11. Or JK and I did a show with Ozzy, and when we were putting together our idea as to what should be the 11, I did go with Kwanzaa as being the 11 in the 11.
Okay.
He might still be in the team. There's a good chance he will get picked because he did have the shirt before the derby. He obviously brought Curtis in for the possession angle. He wanted to have Curtis for when we have possession of the ball, but that might not be the case away from home against a team with speedy wide players. He might not feel that way.
Okay. JK, real quickly, because I want to get into this mysterious stat that I was talking about earlier, but real quick, who's your choice for right back?
It's Curtis.
Oh, okay. All right. Brian, same.
If Bradley is fit, Bradley will come back in and take his spot. But tomorrow night, if it's a 50-50 on Bradley,
Mhm.
yeah, Jones worked, but I mean, it's just one game. So that I mean, he had one good game at that thing. I don't think it's a long term solution because we can use Jones in midfield as well. Like, but if Bradley is fit and ready to go, yeah, get him straight back in, get him doing his job. But if he isn't, yeah, it's a choice between say Jones, Kwanzaa, Endo. Jones did a great job the other night, so yeah, do that again. So yeah, either one I'm happy with. Hopefully Bradley comes back. But I think like someone was saying earlier, like give Bradley 60
Mhm.
switch it up or start Jones and then bring Bradley on. Either one of those. Cool with that.
I'd rather see them start Bradley, and then if that's the case, if Bradley is fit,
Yeah,
just
if
like
he's fit, start.
start Bradley, but then go with Kwanzaa. And Ant asked a question for the panel here. Do any of the chat or panel actually rate Kwanzaa? It's a
Yeah,
shame.
very
I
much
still rate
so,
Yeah, I
Kwanzaa.
do. Yeah.
very
Yeah.
much so. He's played a good part again this season. He's been there when we've needed him. And there's nothing saying that he won't start the game tomorrow if Bradley isn't fit and Slot has a different game plan in mind to what he did for the derby, vis-a-vis keeping hold of the ball, like, in them positions. Then he'll picture out. He'll probably picture out, from the defensive point of view. We wait and see on that one. It's good that we've got options anyway. I'm pleased that we've got options. We've got like 3 options we're thinking of there, and that's what you always need, a number of options for any position.
Is that Lee? Lee, are you making fun of my suggestion? Is that what that is, or is that real speculation? I remember we were talking about it a while back, saying that maybe put Simicast and put Robbo on together. They've played together on the pitch before, but that was next to each other as opposed to on the opposite flanks. So, but I just wonder if that, like, what speculation?
We did it in a European game, didn't we? Where
Same with
Robbo
Lewis
played
somewhere
left
else.
centre back.
Okay. There is another question here.
That's what Antoine is just backing up his question. He's not exactly sold on him, I think we could say by that comment. You could say he's not exactly sold on him. Plays like he's about to retire.
Okay.
Okay.
That's pretty. Yeah.
That's funny.
Okay.
But I understand what you're saying. I think it was.
Oh,
just
he's
the
chilled.
process.
He's very Sorry, JK, isn't he? He's very chilled. I mean, he's not.
Yeah, but he don't really make mistakes. Like then when you rush it too much, I think sometimes we still don't realize he's a young lad. You know what I mean? But what he's done so far, I think he's got good potential. It's up to him now, isn't it? Really, how he handles it. But for me, top little player.
Someone just dropped the foosball. It sounds like in the background. But
I think he's maybe had and I'm not saying this is a permanent or terminal, but I think he's maybe had kind of main man syndrome coming up through because as a central defender, leader, captain, kind of main guy at the back, he's probably used to being one of the top boys or the main man at under 16s, under 70s, under 18s.
Yeah.
The guy who's getting fast tracked up. And now, boom, you've hit that wall where, guess what? There's 2 boys called Ibu Kanade and Virgil van Dijk in front of you. How's them apples? So for the first time in his life, he's not Mr. the main man at the back. He's not, so he's having to adjust to a lot of that stuff. And that whole kind of, the way nonchalantly, carries himself, which I thought probably was a good thing at the start. That also needs to become, turn into the driven guy again. Yeah.
You find that swagger though too at the same time.
Because you're getting to you're in the real game now. It's not under 21s anymore, not under 23s, U Cups, away with England under 21s, captain and them, blah, blah. No, this is the real deal now.
Right.
Premier League games. Virgil van Dijk is in your spot. Ibu is in your spot.
I'm going to get to Alexander, I am going to bring up your question in 1 second. Just to answer, at least give an insight of it too. I think it's spot on what Brian said, and I also think it's the nonchalant or the swagger or the confidence that he exudes, kind of like on the pitch. I mean, you got to recognize again. This is Brian said. He was the captain of the youth academy teams. He also is the player that he's trying to possibly emulate somewhat, and be very much like, is that Roger Van Dijk character that sits in that senior role, playing captain, playing same position on the pitch as he does. Yeah, that's where and why I would think that he tries to, really, really keep a nice little tempered gauge on his emotions and not let himself get too overworked. This was the question. Wait, no, that was not the question. This was the question from Alexander. He said, "Would you drop Dom or Mo, or even Mo in this game?" I don't think that's the latter part of that. Real quick, my answer would be no. There's absolutely no way Mohamed Salah does not start this game. And the other portion of it, if Curtis Jones has to play right back, there's no way you drop Dominic Szoboszlai. If
That's the thing, yeah. You take Jones out of the midfield question, then
you have to rely on Dominic there, and you have to rely on possibly for a good bit of the game. What was the point you brought up by Lee? I'll read it out.
Oh, sorry. I think he was replying. He was qualifying one of his own questions.
Oh, okay.
He's just saying he'd like to see Harvey get some more time.
Wouldn't we all? Or at least a majority of us would, at least. I'm not going to speak for everyone.
Come on.
Some there are some out there that don't like ringlets. Just don't rate them. So I spoke on a point or a statistic out there that is going to be interesting to see if it goes down. Well, one, this isn't a statistic, but Ali is going to be back tomorrow. At least that's what's been speculated, is that Ali is going to be or should be back in net, which would be massive. It's always good to have your number one goalkeeper back, but let's give credit where credit's due. Kelleher, I can't continue to give him enough praise because I think that he's an excellent goalkeeper. And tomorrow, if Salah is on his form, he could be the first player ever to register 2 goal contributions in 5 straight away games.
Be a good record.
Yeah. Just another record. It might sound a little bit obscure, I guess, because it's like, it's kind of like it's just away games. It's not home and away, or it's not 5 straight games, but 5 straight away games. We've scored 38 away games 38 away goals, in our away games. That is a joint best in club history, actually. And it's been Salah's it's been one of Salah's best places to take center stage for us, is on the road. So I'm interested to see if he can get this another record for him under his belt. But I'll ask you this though: is Allison's return massive? Is massive. Obviously, Allison's return is massive. But do you think the defensive injuries will force us to play a little bit more conservative, or will we go out and try to be more on the front foot with them tomorrow? I'll ask that of JK. Or I'll ask that of Lee. How about that?
I'd like to think that we'll go there on the front foot tomorrow and try and set the pace from the off. Whether we do or not remains to be seen, but I'd like to think we would, especially after being frustrated somewhat in the derby in our attempts to play football. It'd be nice to see us be able to actually just sort of not relax, but sort of play football, without being hurried and that, like we were in the derby. Everything were all over us, weren't they? Every minute, every time we got the ball, they were all over us. Hopefully, we'll have a little bit more time and room to manoeuvre tomorrow, and I'm looking forward to it because to do with seeing a good game after what Everton forced on us on Wednesday. They're anti-football.
Okay.
Gotta hit the gym, Harvey. Gotta hit the
Yeah.
gym. Cordell Antoine. Gotta hit that gym.
If desire was success, we would want a team full of Luchos, Darwins, and Chiesas. Well put, Lee. I like that. That could be on a t-shirt. I have another audience poll for us. Again, I wish I could do the regular polls. We're almost there. We'll eventually get there where that feature will be given to us. But what stat tells the story of this game's best? 17-game unbeaten away run. Salah's 8 straight away goal involvements. Fulham's 2 goals outside the box in 53 attempts. Or 38 goals in 15 away games for Liverpool. What's the bigger stat? You know how like when you're listening to a game and you'll hear the color commentator or not the color commentator, excuse me, the play-by-play commentator wants to, he'll be getting fed all these stats the entire match. If out of these 4 stats, which one do you expect to hear tomorrow? Probably. And what do you feel is the most significant?
I think the 17-game unbeaten away run is the most significant part of that portion of that little rundown of stats. Because it is a really great unbeaten run we're on, isn't it, away from home in the league? To not lose so far away in the league all season and potentially go the whole season without losing away from home. That's got to be good, hasn't it?
How about for you, Bri?
Oh yeah, man. That's. There ain't much left to do, so get some club records, get some Premier League records for teams. Not just individuals. So yeah, longest unbeaten, or whatever it might be, or get those kind of numbers up there. Happy with that.
Nalante, JK, because I see the chat's kind of like got. I'm gonna try to do more of these audience polls. I like how some different answers out there too. But how about for you, Nalante, or JK, whichever of you are available. Go ahead, Nalante.
None of them matters to me. The only thing that matters is the winning the game.
JK, you there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any of those statistics matter to you?
Can you just go through them quickly again, bro?
Hold on. Right there.
Okay.
And now, I wanted to bring up. I would definitely want to bring up all the audience's points.
I think the 17 game is the one. That's
Okay.
pretty commendable. 17 game unbeaten away run.
Okay.
Well, it's won us the league in a weird way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so for me, that's pretty good.
All different answers. Or none of the above, chosen by Delonte. But yeah, Kevin said 15 away games, highest win away total in top flight since 1892. But he went with, I guess he also went with 38, which is the number of goals in 15 away matches by us. Red Armchair Supporter went with the 17 game unbeaten away streak. It's very impressive. That is impressive, I think. Ant went with the Salah's 8 straight away goal involvements. Eight straight away goal involvements. That's definitely dope. Let's see. Anyone else put in some answers? Oh, and then he put 17 game unbeaten beaten away as possibly honorable mention. I don't know if 17 is counting last season. That's a good question. That's a very good question. I can tell you in a second. And 38 points, he's saying. 30 points. I got you. Well, what is your starting lineup for tomorrow? What is your starting lineup? Break this down.
I think Kelleher probably go in goal again, maybe, you know? That's the thing. I think Kelleher and Curtis and them two positions are the main two that we might sort of change. Depends.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I know Slot likes Alisson as his number one. Because that was Kelleher's first game in 4 months in the Premier League.
Wow.
Yeah, so for me,
imagine being a second string goalkeeper, JK, and and the skipper comes up to you and it's like Gaffer says, we got 5 games to win to the title. We're gonna start you tomorrow. No pressure. No pressure.
No pressure. But for me, I've got to the point with Kelleher, I trust him in goal, bro. Very good with his feet. So he's vastly improved this season to a level where now it doesn't matter if he's in goal or Alisson. That's how good Kelleher has become for me.
Okay.
So yeah, Jones right back, Kanate, Virgil, Robertson for me at the back.
Okay. And you guys have anything different than JK's? Lee, do you have a different lineup?
Allison and Bradley. The rest as was. Diaz, Jota, Salah, Craven Cottage, McAllister, Szoboszlai. But I would pick Bradley at right back and Allison at goalkeeper.
Okay. Delonte?
Is Alisson going to be back for tomorrow?
There is a possibility that he could be. It's not a given, but
no given. All right. Oh yeah, because the concussion rules, isn't it? All right. Just for sake, I'll just say Kelleher. Kwanzaa, Ibu, Van Dijk, and Robbo, Grav, Jones, Elliott, Lucho, Jota, Chiesa.
Okay. By the way, that away record does go stem back to I guess last year, because we have 15 wins currently this year away in the league, at least. We're 10 wins, 5 draws, 0 losses on the road this year. Major statistic right there. Brian, what's your lineup looking like?
Well, yeah, it's all completely fitness based. So if Ali and Bradley are past fit to start, they start for me. If Ali isn't, obviously Keller starts. So whatever, it's not even a prediction. If Ali's fit, he'll start. Keller is ready to come in. Bradley as well. Yeah, and then the same as Lee, I think. Yeah, maybe Gakpo. Yeah,
Does
I
Cody
don't
get
know.
his
I
does
don't
Cody
know.
get his
Yeah.
spot back?
Yeah, the three boys in midfield picked themselves: Ebo, VBD, Robbo. So whatever the keeper and Bradley is, depending on the fitness. The three in midfield: Dom, Grav, Mac, Salah on the right. Then then maybe Gakpo on the left and Diaz in the middle. No, it won't be that. He's going to start Jota. So Salah, Jota, and maybe another week before Cody gets his spot back. So yeah, Diaz again.
I think that's the most likely. That he'll stick with the same front today for this week.
It's tough.
And we've got a full week, haven't we, until the West Ham game? We've got 7 days, so Cody
Exactly.
get
Pick your
back
feet
in
up.
there.
But it's tough. I get that you're saying that Cody gets his spot back, but it was never Cody's spot to begin
No,
with.
that's what I'm saying. Maybe he could.
Yeah.
I mean, in terms of Diaz
Yeah.
staying in the team and Cody going
Yeah.
back on the left, that could happen. But yeah, that's his decent enough choice now. At least he's got some more kind of Diaz played well. Jota got the goal, linked up well. So is it like, okay, sorry, Cody, I was thinking about maybe bringing you back in, but no, that worked. So we're going to keep doing that because, like we've been saying, there's only one game a week now. The chances of the Kies and the Endos and the Elliots, like your minutes are even less now. Cody Gakpo is going to be looking for minutes.
No, I get you.
It's so someone's going to have to drop out. Nunes is going to be looking for minutes.
Oh, I think Nunez will get a start here or there over the season.
But so then when you go down to the younger guys or the next guys below that, then it's even harder then.
Right.
For those guys to get into a team. So
do you expect any surprise names in the lineup or off the bench?
Nah, not
game
me.
dependent, isn't it, JK? Game dependent.
Yeah, it depends on the game. Yeah.
Okay. There's no because I know none of us picked Curtis Jones to start, for instance, at right back. You might have had Curtis Jones starting, but you definitely didn't have. I mean, that would have been also a little bit of a long shot, somewhat long. So it would have been a 3-pointer. It wouldn't have been a half-court shot. But none of us really had Curtis Jones starting originally at right back for the Everton game. That was somewhat of a shock. So I was just wondering if anyone had any surprises like that.
No.
Okay.
Not for me anyway.
Prediction time then, folks. We're getting close to the 90-minute mark here. Prediction time. How does this game unfold? Is it going to be tight early? Is it going to break away late? Is it going to be, back and forth maybe? We spoke on how it was a draw at Anfield, a game that, like I said, excuse me, Fulham played well in. Some could argue that they possibly should have even done better than gotten just a point out of it. I have this game as being 3-1. What's your scores, guys?
That's what I was thinking of 3-1. 3-1
Okay.
away win. Yeah, I'll go
Delonte?
myself.
Oh.
Yeah.
3-1. Okay, Lee. Delonte, what's your score for this game tomorrow?
3-0.
3-0. Okay. I have to change this last one up then. Wasn't expecting that.
I reckon for me, bro, 2-0 would be nice. Clean sheet again. Get the job done.
Okay.
3 points. Mhm.
Okay. Brian?
Yeah, that was my one. I think I gave the game away earlier on, but I was same as you and Nolante or you and Lee. 3-1 is about where I landed around there. I think we've got just a nice record against, or not the best record against them, but a team that he'll know how to play against, basically. And yeah, I can just see some goals in it. So 2-1 or 3-1, but I'll say 3-1. And maybe Mo, Jota, and Dominic Szoboszlai.
I'm getting off the slide there. Okay. All right. I put these possible selections. I threw a wild card into there. The predictions there. What do you guys think? What's the score prediction for you out there? Phillips got a 2-1. Got 2-1 victory to Liverpool, I assume, despite it being 2-1. Normally put the home team first, but I think Phillips probably saying that it's going to be Liverpool. Lee's going 3-1 Reds. Anybody else? That's everyone I put in score so far. All right. Question. Forget the long run, but how upset from distraught to meh would you be with a draw? That's that is that wild card setting in there. If the yellow setting dropped, would you be devastated?
I'd be momentarily upset, but I'd get over it when I looked at the table and seen that we were still 11 points clear.
Yeah. That'd be me. Yeah, fully meh.
Oh, sorry, 12 points clear. 12 points clear.
Yeah. Like you said, Monday morning, look at the table.
Yeah. It'd be
could live with it.
Yeah, you can live with it. Obviously, we have obviously gotten some distance between us. We've had this kind of distance, or at least this somewhat sizable distance before in the year, and then we kind of lost ground a little bit. Then we pushed back out to the ground that we're currently at now. I don't know if we got a draw. I wouldn't be distraught. I kind of be like meh, I guess, only because it would be just we've had a couple opportunities when Arsenal or the teams that are really contending with us. Obviously, there is the game between Villa today against Forest, where they beat them 2-1. We saw the 1-1 draw against Everton today, and it's games like that where you're like, okay, if you're a competition, anytime your competition drops points, you want to win. That's your opportunity. It's like the door being like slightly open, where you can just like you can kick in the door like Biggie in a sense, right? So yeah, I don't know if I'd be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all right. Real quick question: tactically, where do you think this game's going to be won or lost tactically? Think it's going to be the midfield overload? Do you think it's going to be fullback pressure? Do you think it's going to be like, our front line or maybe their front line? Where is it going to be? Where on the pitch do you think is going to be the main place that we're going to have dominance to achieve success today or tomorrow? Let's go, Nolante, with that one.
I'm going to give a different answer to where I think it'll be. I think the number 10 spot is crucial because if Emil Smith Rowe gets going, then could have a little bit of a longer if we're not switched on defensively. Midfield, whoever, we could have a long night. And Sobo, who I wouldn't start him, but he will start. That's just no two ways about it. I wouldn't start him, but he needs to kind of produce a bit more, man, and just get back to the form he had just before Christmas and till about February or so when he started to play a bit more. Just be proactive. That's it. Just be proactive with the ball and be the player that you can be. Because a lot of these players, and like I said, a lot of these players, and they are majority of the first team regulars. They're getting a lot of lifelines. I gotta tell you that, and some of them are lucky to even be starting due to injuries and Slot not rating certain players. They're getting a lot of lifelines. If it's Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, the quiz, my God, forget about phone a friend or 50-50. Be more like the cat. Yeah, 9 lives, 9 lives. You know what I mean? So like I said, and this is the thing, man, and this is what difference me. I don't, like I said, I'm about the team. I'm not about the star player, star power. I don't care who you are, man. If you're not playing well in 4 or 5 games, I want to see another player get the chance. And that's what. But again, it's not going to happen. So some of these first teamers, man, yeah, we won. They need to kind of show the metal who they are again. But anyway, so yeah, I mean the Sobo Smith Rowe, the number 10 for me will be key. So yeah.
Okay. Lee, do you have an area of the pitch?
Yeah, midfield as well, and the 10 is important. See, the midfield never got a chance really against Everton, did they? The type of game it was, and the way Everton went about their task of denying us, never really got a chance to play. So I'm hoping they do against Fulham. All 3 of them, and I'm hoping they're ably assisted by the forwards and the defenders, of course, in a good team performance. But yeah, I'm looking at all 3 of the boys that are holding the jersey at the moment to put a bit of a marker down, especially Sobo, because he hasn't had really a good performance for a while. There's a little bit of pressure on him to show some form tomorrow, and I hope he does. I hope he's got that in him, that he can muster that, little bit of form, maybe an assist or a goal, because he was looking dangerous, weren't he, a few weeks ago, like both assisting and scoring, but that's sort of faded away a little bit, hasn't it? I would like to see that come back, definitely.
Okay. JK, how about for you?
There's only one part of the pitch I get worried about, it's the midfield. So what's like, same as what Nolante said, so what's like, come on, man. Too inconsistent for me. He's had some great games, don't get me wrong, against City away. He was top. And
Spurs away, the best on the league game away.
Spurs away. 6-3, you did a top job there. But for me, consistency with him. But for me, him and Gravenberch, very important 2 players. If they play well, the team plays well.
Okay. Brian, how about for yourself?
Well, yeah, look, we all know the old, games are won and lost in midfield. We know that. You come up against a team like Forest, they're like, yeah, we're going to throw that rule book out the window. But a team like Fulham, they like to play it through the lines. They like to progress the ball. They might have little tricks. Like that's the thing about Marco Silva. He'll have some kind of a little tactical trick or a little change, or like, oh, where's he playing? Maybe you're looking at a thing and it won't be like you immediately know where everybody's going to play, kind of thing. He'll have some kind of little version of something going on, but they won't have a Nottingham Forest game plan or something like that. So imagine it will come down to a lot, but at the end of the day, if you can create the amount of chances we created the other day
Yeah.
against a team like this, look, I don't want to go into it like as I was saying before, but every now and again there's a guy that has like a great day, and of
Yeah.
all the goalkeepers out there, Bert Leno is one of those guys
Yeah.
that can turn into a save machine.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
guy, I had him for 2 years in the fantasy football. I think in one game I got 11 saves out of that guy, and they
Yeah.
didn't lose that game. He can be, when he wants to be, you can just forget it. You're not beating him.
Right.
So I don't want him to have one of those games. So early goal, put it past him. Don't give him an early save to get him into Bert Leno mode. You know what I mean? Powering him up and powering him up, and the more he saves, the better he gets, kind of thing. So yeah, fuck this guy. Yeah, no man, just get our forwards in early. Great stuff. Nice day down on the river, but bang, jot a goal. 8 minutes gone. Now we're off. So yeah, just get clinical tomorrow. Get finishing tomorrow. But like we said, the draw thing, right? If Fulham come out and go on a mad one, and we're 2-0 down after half an hour, right? And we draw a 2-2, good draw, right? But if we're 2-0 up after 78 minutes and we get, throw a little, do some weird shit, we end up drawing 2-2, that's a bad draw. So, before the game, would you take a point? I'd take a point. But if you're asking me, would you take, yeah, I wouldn't mind a comeback draw, but there's different versions to it. But yeah, they've got a couple of people, man. They've got people who can hit shots from long range, Pereira, Wilson, all these kind of players. Like some weren't in the thing earlier on him as a good striker. So score the first goal tomorrow. Just do that. Score first tomorrow, and then we should be okay.
By the way, we do have a league going still. We haven't given an update in a long time, actually. By the way, for our fantasy football league, Robbie leads that league. The Soul Team 6 leads that league right now with 1,932 points. Mark A with way too essay, I should say, with 1,912 points. We're still waiting for our administrator or our league
instigator.
To do something about the 2-team thing. But Livers 2 sits in third place. So otherwise, Livers 1 sits in 16th place. It's a big difference. And then behind or in fourth place is Bonkers. KJ in fifth.
Nice one, Bonkers. Nice one, Bonkers.
KJ's in fifth.
KJ's outside the Champions League spot, so you don't talk about those. We only talk top 4 over here. We only talk top 4. Sorry, KJ.
Oh, wow. All right. I was hoping that he was in Champions League. So that would not be at least getting Europa right now. Not Conference League, but it's all good. I'm in 6th place. JK is only 1 point behind me in 7th place currently, but that's what this week's total is going on, by the way. Daz in 8th place. Barnes in 9th. Chris Angel in 10th. And then in 11th mid-table, you're looking at the Slotas, James Cardinals Slotas. You're looking at the Streets team of Rastas in 12th. Snoop Udoogie Dog in 13th. Winsod All 11 in 14th. Cyber Power in 15th. Again, Livers 1 in 16th. Trigger is in 17th. And Honesty, you are in 18th place. But he has a good week this week so far. So maybe it works out for you. Maybe it works out. I just realized that I have to do some maintenance to my squad. But definitely. Is there anything you guys want to talk about or get into before we allow for the people to do what they want to do on this Saturday? Get the rest of their fun little weekend going.
No, that's cool, man. You need to shoot out, so we're all good. I'm all good. See you all tomorrow for the roll call. 1 hour before kickoff. You know the drill. You know the drill.
Yeah, we definitely do. JK?
Yeah, bro. Enjoy the game tomorrow, everyone, and join us an hour before kickoff. We'll have the team news, good energy going into the game. Press the like on this video. Good number of people, so hopefully we got a lot of likes.
For sure. Lee, is there anything you wanted to say to people?
Yeah, same as enjoy the game tomorrow, and we are going to win the league.
Brave words.
Let's just save it. We'll have a good day tomorrow, whatever happens. And yes, we do have to contemplate the fact that we could get a draw, but it wouldn't be the end of the world. I don't want it to happen, and it will be momentarily disastrous to me if we don't get all 3 points. But it could happen, and we'll still win the league. We're still on course.
Yes.
The ultimate goal at the beginning of the season, which was to bring the league title back to Anfield, where it belongs, where it should rightfully reside.
As
not that place up the East Lancs Road. No. It's been there too long now.
Yeah, very true. Monte, is there anything you want to say?
Echo everything that's Lee's saying. Let's just, like I said, get back to performances that we were doing, really. And like I said, then in the world again today, what's happened, like I said, it's just a matter of time, if and when. And on a side note, just happy birthday to my twin girls. It's their birthday today, so yeah.
Girls.
Double
trouble.
Thanks.
Yeah, thanks. The double digits. Oh my god, that's a headache in itself.
Oh, there you go too.
Yeah, no, that man. Yeah, flipping it and girls. Oh god,
trouble enter double digits.
Like I said, mate, they needed an older brother, but don't worry, man. My nephews and
your
cousins
job
are
too.
on
You
lock.
got both jobs.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna pick them up tomorrow. But yeah, happy birthday to them anyway. Shout out. Not that they'll know. They'll just But thank God they're not here because they probably talk to death on here. But anyway, non-football related, of course.
Right.
But yeah, that's it, man. Blessings to my twin girls, and yeah, that's it, man. And yeah, tomorrow we'll move. Roll call.
Okay. Well, hopefully hopefully they're Reds fans. They'll want to sit down with Dad and watch the game, root the team on tomorrow. Hopefully. And other than that, yeah, happy birthday to them both. And be sure to check us out for roll call. If we can get these kind of numbers for roll call tomorrow, that'd be fantastic, by the way. Even we should, hopefully we can even double it. Just bring a friend with you tomorrow if you can. Have them tune in to us as well. Phenomenal to see everyone here today. Phenomenal panel as always, giving us some really good insight, giving us some, I think some not exactly biased takes, just full-hearted and certainly honest opinions, and that's what it's about. Because you don't hear really any of us having too many times having the same cookie cut opinion. We all like to hear what we have to say. We might even get a little bit at it with each other for a little bit, but all the same, it's the same tense sentiment every time. We're all Reds here, and we appreciate the fact that you support us and the fact that you support the channel. So enjoy your Saturday. It's going to be a long. I got a long night. I'm actually going to go see Damon Marley tonight. So I'm excited for that. Pretty excited.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
There's
There's a reggae festival.
Okay.
There's a reggae
What's
festival going on.
I missed it. What are you gonna see?
Damien Marley, Tough Gong.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
That should be very chilled. Nice.
Yeah. It'll be everyone will be pretty chill whether they like it or not.
Very chilled.
Yeah. This tonight is Damien Marley, Iration, Common Kings. It's a reggae festival for the weekend. So I missed last night, and I was disappointed because Wiz Khalifa was there.
Wiz, okay.
Yeah, and then a bunch of other Swayze was there. And then tomorrow is gonna be really good. It's got Revolution, Soja, Cypress Hill, Tribal Seeds, Collie Buds.
Wow.
It's gonna be a really
Cypress Hill live.
Yeah, Cypress Hill. I'm trust me. I love myself some Cypress Hill. Love myself some Cypress Hill. So yeah, looking for a good time, looking for a fun evening. That's tonight, and so it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is the festival. And it's gonna be a good one. So
Enjoy.
I will certainly be I'll be very happy and irie tomorrow to be for roll call, and I hope that you all are the same. So please do join us tomorrow. It'll be really, really good to see everyone. Insane in the membrane tomorrow for sure. Definitely. Red Archers of Order. Hopefully we can make Fulham insane in the membrane from seeing us score on them. So yeah. Oh, and by the way, there's a happy birthday wish for your girls there, by the way, from Abdul.
Oh, thanks, Abdul and Lee and Kevin. Big up. Thanks for the messages.
Yeah.
Who ordered the London Philharmonic Orchestra? Cypress Hill, I'm looking at you.
Cypress Hill's awesome, man. I love Cypress Hill.
Remember that? Was that South Park or was that Simpsons? Yeah, no, that was the Simpsons.
I think that was South Park, wasn't it?
No, it was the Simpsons, man. Homer
was Simpsons? Okay.
There's a lot of Palooza one.
Okay.
The orchestra shows up, is like, who ordered the London Hill? And they're like, Cypress Hill is like, oh shit, did we do that?
Yeah, there's gonna be it's gonna be a wild one. But definitely Red Armchair supporter wanted to say happy birthday to your girls too, by the way. Please join us tomorrow. We'll be here. What time is the game tomorrow too, by the way? Pull that up.
Is it 2 p.m.?
I think it is, I'm gonna check.
Yeah. It's a relatively early game because I
think it's at 2 p.m.
I gotta be, I guess, and I'm not. I probably won't be.
It's 2.
Like I said,
2 p.m. UK
it'll
time.
probably look like I'm Irie, but I'm not. Gotta keep in mind, my eyes might be red tomorrow, but it's not from what you think. It'll be 5 a.m. when I have roll call for me here. It'll be 5 a.m. in the morning.
Eesh.
So yeah, because the game starts at 6 a.m. for us here. So
Oof.
yeah, it's a long night. Long night. That's all it will be. But I know tonight's Welcome to Jamrock. That's how it is. The real Jamrock, by the way. So all right, guys. Appreciate each every one of you. We will be live tomorrow. You said 2 p.m. It is, right? Is it 2 p.m.?
Mhm.
So it's 3 o'clock. Is it gonna be is
No,
the game
2
gonna
p.m.
be blacked out tomorrow? Or
No, it's 2 p.m. kickoff.
No.
Oh, 2 p.m. kickoff.
The blackout is 3 p.m. Saturday.
It's 3 p.m. Okay. I didn't know if you
Or no,
meant, so it's 3
it's 3 p.m.
It's
Saturday.
the game. We're gonna be live in UK at 1 p.m. then. An hour before the game.
Yeah, but the blackout is only 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Right.
It's not Sunday.
When you
It
said 2
doesn't
p.m.,
matter.
I thought you meant 2 p.m. So when we'll be actually starting. Okay, so 1 p.m. tomorrow is when, if you're in the UK area, and yes, as always, people, up the Reds, up the Reds, up the Reds as always. We will see you guys tomorrow. Much love and respect. Take care, guys.